Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Debbie. This is my Crafty Den, and I'm back to start a diamond painting. Guys, I haven't done any diamond painting all summer. Well, probably since the first week of June, maybe the second week of June. So for a good 2.5 months, I have not worked on a single diamond painting. So that means I don't have a work in progress, and I don't have anything to show you from the last couple months. But what it does mean is that I want to start really, really slow to get back into it. And I have this little shell painting that I have had sitting in my stash for quite some time. I think it was one of the first paintings that I ordered off of Amazon when I first started. It's still summer. It's almost the end of summer. I mean, come on, guys. Fall's in another 2 weeks. Officially, fall is in another 2 weeks. Maybe 3 weeks. Can I give myself 3 weeks? Almost 2.5 weeks? Something like that. Gosh, I mean, we're in September, right? And it's only the 22nd, isn't it? That's the first day of fall. So this diamond painting, let's get to this. This diamond painting doesn't even have the correct numbers. It just has the digits from 1 to 20. Those are the symbols right here that are on the colors. So I'm just going to start in this corner, work my way through. This is such a tiny little painting. It's 30 by 30 centimeters, and it doesn't measure that. Let's see what it does measure, actually. Just almost 25 by 25 centimeters. So, yeah, 9.5 inches. What is this? It's not very big. 9 3/4 inches is what it is, and it's square. So, yeah, not much here to work on. So there's not much prep to this. I'm just going to pull back my clear top paper and allow this to lay flat a little bit. That's all I'm going to do to prep this. Now, I couldn't even get it unrolled when I first started because it was so tight after been sitting for so long. I actually took it in my bathroom and I put my hair dryer to the back of it for a little bit to warm this up. Yeah, this has been sitting for a while, guys. A year, anyway. So let's just hope it's still sticky. And I'm also not going to kit this. I mean, there's only this many drills, and yeah, there's only this many drills. So I may pop all over this thing while I'm going, not working on it in any specific color. So let's start with this yellow, which I believe is, so number 20 is U, and there are some U's in here. So I'm just going to take this off and do all of them. I'm going to start with the amounts of drills that I have the lowest amount of. So what's everybody got to talk about today? Maybe if I ever figure out how to do the live thing, I can go live and we can paint together. What do you think, guys? Who would want to do that? I'm not sure. So let me get a drill tray out. I'm just going to dump these in here. Whoops. Let's pick a few of these up. Like, they really do just, I just washed my hands and they're still damp. So yeah, that just came up really easy. So let's give this a little shake and let's get started. My first painting in who knows how long. I can't even remember. That's how long it's been. So I'd have to actually go back to my past diamond painting videos. I mean, I've got them all listed under diamond painting in a playlist. But so yes, if you want to do some diamond paint with me and see, look at these drills. This is a cheap, they're little round balls and they're stuck together. How am I going to get them apart? Am I going to be able to get them apart? Maybe there's enough without them. Let's see. There's not very much yellow here. So, yeah, what's everybody been up to? I've been busy. I've been really, really busy. It's been a long summer. I spent most of it at my son's in the camper. I bought a camper in the spring so that I didn't have to spend my whole summer alone. We had a terrible year this year. Our plan went all to hell. And so if you've been with me a while, you know what the plan was. I was supposed to move here. My husband was supposed to go back to Ontario and work. He has a business with his brother, and they install floors, all kinds of bathroom tile. They install tile on ceilings now. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I'm not a big fan of the all tile bathrooms and kitchens that people are putting in now because they look too industrial to me. They're not warm and homey. But yeah, that industrial look is really, really popular. Oh my gosh, really popular. Anyway, the plan was he was supposed to go back and work from the end of March and do April, May, June, July, August, and September. 6 months. He was supposed to be here for the bigger part of 6 months. And the pandemic hit. We came out here in March of 2020. I stayed because I was in the hotel business. I'd already started collecting my pension, but I hadn't stopped working. So we decided I was going to stop working in the hotel business. I mean, I was in the cleaning staff, guys. I wasn't working a cushy office where I wasn't going to see the hotel guests. And I was actually head of a laundry. So I was touching and shaking out all the things that people coughed on, breathed on. You guys get the picture. Hotel laundry is not a glamorous job, not by a long shot. I can tell you some pretty hairy stories, but I won't. Anyway, my boss decided pretty much for me that it wasn't safe for me to be in the laundry. So I may as well come out to the new house because we'd purchased the fall before. And that way I didn't have to be there when people were going through my house and when we were trying to sell in Ontario. And we listed the house out there and it sold right away. So my husband moved into a camper in Ontario to work. Well, he got busy. Who knew in the pandemic that everybody and their uncles would decide to do in-home renovations and that they'd need tile installers? That was my husband's business. He had so much work all of a sudden that it was crazy, and people were contracting them months ahead of their jobs. I mean, they're really good at their jobs, so they were hiring them months ahead to be able to ensure that they would do the tile job. And my husband ended up working right through until the first week of November. That was just the first year. Then he came home and spent the winter here. So 2020, 2021, he did what we were planning on doing. He came and spent the winter with me. But things were getting busy back home again. It was getting warm enough for them to start doing their job again. A lot of new builds don't have the proper heat in them. And they also have to cut tile outside with a wet saw. Tile is cut with a wet saw, guys, so your hands are in freezing cold water all the time. That's not nice in February and November, those cold months. You guys get the picture. So anyway, he went back to work in March, way earlier than we expected he was going to. And he worked in Ontario. Now, mind you, I went back. Did I go back in 2021 twice? I think I made 2 trips back in 2021. Maybe 3 trips. I was bringing stuff back with me to the new house every time I came. Anyway, I made the trips out there, but that wasn't fun during the pandemic. I would just go out there, see him for a week or 2, and then make the trip back, be in quarantine when I got there, be in quarantine when I got back. It sucked big time, really big time. So by now you can tell the plan is really screwed. Oh gosh, it didn't work out the way we had hoped. So he worked, because he was so busy, right straight through. My birthday is on November the 20th, and he managed to make it home here on the 19th. And he was home for the last week of November, the last 10 days of November. And then we got the phone call that his brother was diagnosed with cancer. And there wasn't anything that they could do for him. And he seriously had maybe 2 months left. My husband comes from a really close family. He's really close with all of his siblings. And this was, see, I had lots of yellow drills. This was one of his closest brothers. In fact, it was like his second youngest brother. He was married to my sister. So it hit both of us really, really hard. Not only was he my brother-in-law because he was my husband's brother, he was my brother-in-law because he was married to my sister as well. And it was scary for all of us. So we went back and stayed with them, stayed with family right in town, and we're every day trying to help my sister and my brother-in-law and what had to be done. And then my brother-in-law passed at the end of January. So, and there was still work from the year before that the guys hadn't finished. So he stayed and went back to work. He did. He did. I came home at the end of January by myself and never saw him again until, what am I going to do next? Where's these O's? Anyway, I never saw him again until when did I see him? Oh, I went home in July. I got home for July the 1st, so I got home the day before so I could get home and see all the family when they came to celebrate Canada Day together. There was, in our small hometown, there was always almost like a family reunion for us for Canada Day because everybody gathered at a campground and a lot of us had campers there and what have you. It was like close to where my grandparents lived. So it was the campground that we all camped at even as young people. Anyway, we went and did that. I just popped a drill out onto my painting. So I went home for 2 weeks and saw him. Now he's promised me that he is going to be back here in October this year. He's not going to be working through till November, which I sincerely hope that's true. And I mean, if it happens that he isn't, there isn't anything that we can do about it. But life sucks, guys, sometimes. But anyway, I bought a camper just to pop up like a tent trailer to put at my son's, who has the little hobby farm here in New Brunswick. And I've spent most of the summer with him and his family, and it's been pretty amazing. They have the animals down there. Now, I always raised rabbits in Ontario, so we got rabbits for me, basically for me. And so I have a little herd of rabbits started down there. Now, we raise our animals for meat, and please don't any of the vegetarians come on and tell me how eating meat is terrible. Most of the world does it. I mean, I'm not going to stop now at this stage in my life, definitely. And yeah, but we do raise our own meat. We have piglets that are being raised there this summer. And there's a horse. Now, we don't eat the horse, guys, so there's that. We have chickens for eggs. We've hatched many little incubators full of little chicks out this summer and added them to our flock. My gosh, that's been such fun. We have some nice breeds of chickens in our flock, and it was so cool to just collect eggs and put them in the incubator and see what kind of true backyard chickens came out of the incubator. We've got chickens in all shapes and sizes and colors, and some of them have nice big combs and some of them have none, and some of them have little fluffy feathers, and it's fun, guys, just to have a backyard flock, not to have all kinds of purebred chickens. We have a few of those, but just to mix them all up, oh my gosh, that's been fun this summer. So we might not do that next summer because we've got a lot of mixed chickens now, and we started hatching. We put the first eggs in at the end of February, and we started hatching out in March. We've got new chickens that have started laying eggs, and the eggs are coming out in all different shades of brown, and we even some that are coming out in a kind of a greenish color because there were a few Easter eggs in our flock. So yeah, that's been fun. And we have just our last batch of chicks that will be just big enough to go into the coop with the big girls before the cold weather starts. So we've only hatched out, 6 or 8 at a time. Not wanting big batches and just wanting to see what we got. But gosh, it was fun. A lot of fun. So, and my rabbits, I've been getting baby rabbits lately. We started with young stock, so we had to grow them out. But we've been getting baby rabbits, which are so much fun to raise. My granddaughter's learning the hard lesson that not everything that's born on the farm can stay on the farm. My gosh, we wouldn't be able to afford to feed everything. It would be crazy. But yeah, we do. They do have a horse. My granddaughter rides. She's very good. She's actually in a competition this weekend as I'm starting this diamond painting. But I've been going to most of them, and I'm not going to this one. So I just had more on my plate to do, and it's a whole day thing. But she's doing really amazing, and this is pretty much a duplicate of one of the previous comps that she was in, and I was there for that. So, and she's got another one coming up in 3 weeks, and I'll be there for that one. But yeah, so piglets and chicks and bunnies, and plus the care of everything, of course, and building pens and doing all the things. And then just lately, my son and his wife do a paper route. That sounds funny, right? But out here in New Brunswick, the houses have a big area between them, and everybody gets that. It's printed provincially, so the whole province gets the same paper, but all the weekly flyers that come out are added to the paper. It's a free paper, a bargain hunter paper, and all the flyers are added to it, and then they're delivered unless you don't want it. I mean, you can opt out of getting it if you don't want it, of course. But so he has a paper route, and him and his wife did that. It's quite a large paper route. It takes them 2 days to do it each week. But that's their other source of income, their only other source of income besides the farm. And the farm doesn't keep them yet. I mean, it provides for them a lot of stuff, but it doesn't keep them. So 2 weeks ago, my son ended up in the same boat that I am in, because his wife went back to BC, where they had been living for a few years, because a previous employer asked if she would come back out and work for him for a while until he can get somebody else. He's having trouble hiring employees. I don't know if it's a different kind of pandemic or what, but people seem to be having trouble finding people to work for them. In a country that has so many unemployed people, you'd think it'd be easier to hire staff, but it isn't. So, yeah. So he's for a couple of months now going to be on his own. So I've been helping him deliver the papers. I didn't think that I'd ever have a paper route at this age, but they make quite good money at it. And for 2 days a week, so it works out to 8 to 10 days a month, and they get paid by the paper that they deliver plus a automobile fee because they use their own vehicle. So it works out to actually some good money, and it helps to supplement what they need when they're not making enough money from the farm. So I think all homesteaders need something on the side. You can't just live off of a homestead, especially when it's a new homestead and it's in its first few years. So yeah, you have to have another job. So she was working here at a stable, which was great because the horse is hers and she loves horses, and we all do. And that place sold, so she doesn't have that job anymore. So she went and took the old job back for just a little while. It's going to be only a couple months at most. If he hasn't found anybody by then, I think she's still coming home because she only promised him a couple months. So, yeah, it's been a busy summer. So I wish it was a two-way conversation because I'd like to find out what you all are up to. I don't even know if I'm on screen here. I've just been babbling away and putting drills down. Kind of got these ones down here, but they're just sporadic all through here. I'm just doing the O's right now. I started at number 20. I don't know if you can see on this. I started at number 20 and I did the U's up here that were the yellow, and then I moved up to the O's because they're kind of sporadic and all through, but there's not a whole lot of them. So I thought I'd get the little numbers out of the way first. It's always good when I'm chatting and doing it to have things that are easy. So this is an easy one for me to do. And it's round drills, guys. I can do round drills in my sleep now. The square ones you have to pay a little more attention to because they have to be lined up in their little boxes properly. But that's not the case with this one. I think it's going to be cute, though. What do you think? I mean, it's just shells on this blue background, so it looks like it's got a little bit of coral and a few shells and a starfish here. And then it just has the word sea right here in an off shade of blue. And it's kind of got its own little frame thing happening around it too. It still isn't laying really flat. It was rolled up for so long it might not lay flat until I get it glued down onto a canvas or a board. This one's small enough that I may be able to glue this to a board and have it sit in a little stand. So what kind of diamond paintings do you like doing? I know that there's a whole faction of people that just want to do these great, big, huge paintings. And they look beautiful when they're done. But for me, this is kind of stress relief too. And when I work on a painting for a very long time, it starts to become monotonous. So even when I'm doing a big one, I break it up by doing little ones as well. Oops, I didn't even have a drill. There's just a few O's. I'm going to move this up this way. And get the ones that are on the bottom of the page now. Oh my gosh, I hope you guys didn't hear that. My stomach just growled. I'm looking now for these drills. Just the few odd ones that are left. There's a little row of them down here. Get them nice and straight. There's one over there. And then there's a few clustered right down in this area. Is my camera going out of focus every time? I may back my camera off a little bit so it doesn't do that. Let's see if that's any better. And then I'll finish these last few drills of this color. This is not the way that I normally work on a diamond painting. Usually I would expose about a quarter of this and do that section, but that's for a bigger painting. And what the heck, guys? I mean, there aren't enough of these colors to have to open them 3 or 4 times or to even set them up. So I think that's... Nope, there's a few more down here. Yeah, so have yous all carried on with your diamond paintings all summer? Or does summer kind of get a reprieve? I know back when I did jigsaw puzzles, because I love jigsaw puzzles, or I did love jigsaw puzzles, this has kind of taken its place. So yeah, I didn't do any puzzles at all last year because I did diamond paintings instead. So are jigsaw puzzles going to become obsolete for us guys that are doing or us girls or whoever that are doing diamond paintings? They might, because I can't see myself doing another jigsaw puzzle. I like diamond paintings because you have a finished product when you're done. With the jigsaw puzzle, I just take it apart and put it back in the box and then give it away for somebody else to do. But this way, I hang these in some fashion or other, and when I'm done with them, I give them away, but I give them away as a finished gift. And I enjoy that more. Giving somebody away my used jigsaw puzzle just felt like I was passing on my trash to someone, just recycling something this way. You guys know what I mean. Oh my gosh, this doesn't feel like that. When I give a diamond painting away to somebody, I feel like I'm giving them something. And something that I worked on, which makes me feel nice. And I hope it makes them feel nice too. Also, the ones that I haven't given away yet or framed yet, it's easier for me to keep them because I'm just going to take these extra drills and I'm just going to take my little tiny attacher and I'm just going to put them back in here and zip them up or staple them up like that. There, and set them aside. Okay, let's work on the letter. What should I work on next? What's at the other end of this thing? There's a lot of drills in this one. That's number 18. It's C. That goes all the way around the frame. And in here. What's at the other end of this? I don't know what color to do next. Number 1 is M. And it's down through here, so maybe I'll do C, and I'll just work my way around the painting. I'm going to pull this back. Grab the C's. That's this one. And dump them in here. I'm just going to dump the whole thing in. And once again, there's a few more of these, so I won't have to change as quick. Look at all those nice drills laid up in there. Beautiful. Just beautiful. So let's start down in this corner. We'll work our way down this way first. Make sure I get on camera. There. So I'm going to work in this area. And who knows what else I could talk about. I don't think I'll do this for very long, guys. This morning, I didn't do my dishes before I went to bed last night. So I got up this morning, I did my dishes, I swept and mopped all my floors, I did a last load of laundry because I'm going to go back to the camper tomorrow. And then I gave my dog a bath. And yesterday I filmed 3 or 4 videos, ones that were not like this, not things that I'm just going to film and post. I had to do a bunch of editing and yeah, stuff like that. So I I only come home for 3 days, and then I go back to the camper. And 2 of those days at the camper, I'm delivering papers now. So I have my 2 days off a week at the camper, which is nice. Not really off, because of course you have to feed and water animals and stuff like that. You know what? To me, that's a day off. I love doing that stuff. Ugh. Yeah, it's not work. It's not work. I guess if I had so many animals that it took me hours and hours, it might be. But, oh my gosh, I go out and feed and water my bunnies. And everybody gets a scratch behind the ears. Some of them get picked up and cuddled. I like to handle the babies as much as possible because, not all of them are going to go in the freezer. Some of them I'll put up for sale. And if I'm going to sell them, I want them to be handled so that they aren't... Well, I want them to be handled anyway. I don't want them to be... It's hard to explain with bunnies. People think that they're all these soft, cuddly, cute little things, but they've got claws that are razor sharp. They're very, very strong. And if they're not handled, they can leave scars. I have a few from having a rabbitry for years and years where I had a lot of rabbits and you couldn't handle them all. So some of them would be a little bit anxious when you did go to pick them up, and they clawed and they bit and they, you just don't keep a rabbit like that around your rabbitry very long. And you never want to be able to try to sell that as a pet to anybody. You just can't. So, but they do make good breeders, even the ones that aren't handled. I mean, if they're good breeders, who knows? Anyway, enough about my bunnies. I just love them so much. So what else have I done this summer? A lot of thrifting. I've been trying to get to the thrift stores every week. So I drive through Fredericton to come home and to go back. So I try to get at least once a week, sometimes twice a week. Sometimes I'll stop at them both ways. So I'll come home and then I'll spend 3 days at home and I'll go back. And I do it on weekdays. So I get to thrift shop twice a week sometimes. That's pretty cool. I love that because I'm finding some really, really cool things. If you haven't seen some of my hauls over the summer, oh my gosh, guys, I found some really cool farmhouse decor items, some really neat old vintage bowls, some wall art that I want to get it framed and put up that is vintage vintage wall art. There, I had to just stop and go to my door for a minute. There was a perlator guy and he was trying to deliver my new phone and my dog wasn't letting him on the property. So if you followed me for a while, you know that my dog weighs about 9 pounds. He's part Chihuahua, part Shih Tzu. He was a rescue. He's all fire and spit, I'm telling you. When he gets it into his mind that he doesn't want somebody on the property, he doesn't let them on the property. So he was kicking up quite a stink out there. And I had to go out and pick him up and let the guy bring me my phone. Oh, what a bonehead. What a bonehead. Yes, it took me about 5 minutes out there to get him to calm down. He was growling and barking and growling some more. Oh, gosh. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? What little dogs think. I just had to fill my pen back up again. These ones are a little bit off their spot. There. Little wax fell off there. This wax is, I guess because it sat so long maybe. It's really waxy and not quite as gummy as it usually is, the wax. Of course, I'm just using, I'm not using good wax either. I'm just using the packaged wax that came with some of my paintings. I actually bought the stuff. I mean, I had everything to make my own wax except for one item. So I got some. I needed some pine resin. So I got a little tiny bag of pine resin delivered a couple months ago. And I'm going to try making my own wax and see what happens. I just like to try new things, and that sounded like something interesting to do. I'll let y'all all know how that goes if it turns out. Well, maybe I'll let you know if I bomb too. Oh gosh. It just seemed like something interesting to do, and I'm all about trying new things. In fact, I've been accumulating all kinds of things lately. So at one point in time, I made all my own cleaning products. I made my own laundry detergent. I made everything on my own. And I'm all about that lifestyle. And I thought it would be nice to start doing it again. One of the reasons being is that I have really sensitive skin, and I use Tide because, well, it works good, but I scratch a lot. My skin is really sensitive and really dry, but I scratch a lot, and I find that some things just irritate me way worse than other things. Laundry detergent was one of those things. And I think it's because there are so many scents in it. I mean, everybody loves the scent of Gain, but maybe we don't appreciate so much all the things that go into adding that scent to the product. So, yes, I'm going to give it a shot and start making my own again. I'll share that with you because I do have a little bit of a schedule now for my YouTube videos. I've kind of decided which types of video, because I do a variety of different things. And my channel originally started as just a way for me to let my family know what I was up to, because we're all close. So my sisters watch, and my grandkids watch. Some of the grandkids watch. The girls more than the boys. But my one little grandson watches all the time, and every once in a while when I see him or I'm talking to him, he'll say, "I saw you do that on your channel," or like I did a diamond painting, a little diamond painting for his room. And he said to me, "I didn't see you do that one." I said, "Because I didn't do that one on camera. It was just a little wee thing like this. And I just did a little thing and gave it to him for his room." And he liked it, but he said, "I didn't see you do that one." So I know he watches, but I thought that was funny. But yeah, it started being a way to share and to kind of keep a log of things for my grandkids. Like one day they may decide they want to make their own laundry detergent, and this is how grandma did it. So yeah, so my channel is basically for them, to let them know what I do and let them know me a little bit better. So I share it with everybody, of course. And I'm surprised at how many younger viewers I have. That always surprises me, because I always figured that the people that would be interested in the stuff I was doing would be the older ladies like myself. I mean, I'm not old, but I do have my pension coming in though, so that give you a little hint. It's only been a few years. So yeah, so I've decided that I'm going to do things. I used to just put things up when I wanted to. So I've decided that I'm going to do, like, my diamond painting will always be on Wednesdays. I'm just calling it W.I.P Wednesday. W.I.P being work in progress. And whether it's a diamond paint with me or whether it is, an unboxing or a review of a diamond painting company or whatever it is, those videos will always go up on Wednesdays. So if you're only here for the diamond painting, you can still subscribe to my channel. Just watch Wednesday's videos. I'm getting up here a little bit. I think I'm going to move this down a tad and move this over and pull this section down. I'm just moving stuff around on my desk, guys. I usually diamond paint at the kitchen table because it gives me more room. But I couldn't see the point in moving everything to the kitchen when it didn't take up very much room, and this fit on my desk. So I have actually been contacted by a couple of companies that want me to, unbox and review a few of their products. So I've got those items coming. They say, probably from China, so it'll probably take forever. And, but yeah, we're always looking for new places to get diamond paintings from. And everybody is a little bit leery of some of the companies that are really cheap. Are the diamond paintings going to be any good? This one I think was probably $5 off of Amazon. And I don't know where it came from. I don't know about art. I know that it has to be licensed sometimes, or it should be licensed for them to sell it. Like, they should be paying the artist something for using their images. And I know they're supposed to do that. I've never gotten into researching how, that deeply to how a company works. I do know that when I order from Diamond Art CA, that some of their paintings are Canadian art only, like some of our Canadian landmarks and things like that. So I'm assuming that they're licensed for those. I've done a few. I've done, I think it's called Cathedral Forest in British Columbia. So I got that one and did it because my son and daughter-in-law took me there when I went to visit them when they lived out there. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful place. So if you're from BC, you know, or from the West Coast, you probably know where I'm talking about. My gosh, trees so big that you can stand inside them and take group photos. Yeah. My granddaughters loved it there, just loved it there. They had so much fun running around and going through the park, and it was a hot day. It was in the summer, and it was a hot day, but you're in the shade and it's down in a valley, so it's so much cooler and it's almost mystical there. But anyway, I did a diamond painting that was a picture from there. And then I've been to Hopewell Rocks here on the East Coast. Gorgeous spot in the Bay of Fundy and New Brunswick here. And so I did a diamond painting of that. And it could have been a diamond painting of any of the pictures that I took while I was there. Of course, when people take the same pictures of the same things, they look the same. But so beautiful. But they're a little larger, and I do want to get them framed properly. So I may take them to my son and ask him if he'll make the frames for me. He does a lot of projects out of pallet wood that is so rustic and beautiful. I just love it. And it would kind of fit in the farmhouse theme and the rustic theme that I have in my home. So I think I'm going to ask him to make the frames for me. And I know that they'd be perfect if he made them. So I've done those two, but I've got a few more of the Canadian ones that I want to do. One in particular that I think is going to be so much fun to do is I've got one of the jelly bean, they call them jelly bean row houses in Newfoundland. And I haven't been there yet, but it's on our bucket list. I'm saving it as something to do with my husband. So yeah, we want to go and explore that whole area. We want to go and stay in Newfoundland for a week and explore that whole area and have some fun while we're there and get to see the province. It's not a huge province, but there's lots of sights to see. So can't wait till we can do that a couple more years when he's off and has the time. And I think I'm just about done here for today. I will save this painting for next week and come back and do some more probably. Let you know what I've been up to and maybe come up with a topic to talk about. So I'm just winding this down here, guys. I think I'm going to stop. I actually think I'm going to stop. So I'm pretty sure that I've been on here about an hour. And that's all I've got done. I got the yellow. I got some of this orange down through here done. I got some of this done. Not much, but most of the time I was just playing around with it. So I'm definitely going to leave this here. I'll be back next week, hopefully with this or an unboxing or something else. I haven't even unboxed some of those ones that I got from Diamond Art CA yet. I may do that. I want to see what they look like. I'm really interested in how they turned out. I'm just putting these back in the bag. And I am going to just flip the top over like that. And whoops, it's better if I get the bag, isn't it? There. Staple that down so they don't go nowhere. And set these in here. And I'm just going to put it all like this to put it away until I come back to it. Some people ask, what did I do? If it's a little painting, this is what I do. I just take it and fold this over once and fold this over twice. And then I lightly put an elastic on this, and I just set it aside in a box. So that's all I got for you for today. I'll see you all next week, hopefully, unless things get in the way. But I am going to try to get back here with something for you on Wednesdays. So until next week, take care, everybody. Bye-bye for now.